7:29 a.m. September 5th, Wednesday, 2012. I have an idea. I'm going to go back to Bergen County Social Services. I'm going to request to speak to a social worker, but this time I'm going to try to donate some of this clothing. It's pretty decent. It's just too small for me. Some of it's brand name. If I were to guess, this is maybe at least $200, $250 in clothing. There are three, I guess dress shirts, not formal. Uh, Shirts you can't put a tie on, but it's still pretty decent. One, two, three, four, and four pairs of jeans, like decent, fashionable jeans. They're just too small for me. Yeah. Um, and if they refuse, what I plan to do is, well, there's just going to be a lot of people there, I guess, impoverished people. I'm going to see if I could give out that clothing to some of the people. But then, at that point, I'm going to request to speak to somebody who's in charge of that agency or the ground level or just the manager. I don't know. This is a government agency, and just there has to be somebody in charge of this. I mean, there has to be somebody in charge that I could speak to. I mean, I mean, I'm actually, I would be uh, surprised and puzzled on what to do if they were actually to deny me that, because this is taxes pay for this. And if there's nobody that I could speak to that's in charge of it to file a formal complaint or to just, to, anyways, I'm gonna do that. And then an idea came to my mind. I remember a few years back when I was working for this company 2020. Uh, Doing door-to-door Rise and File sales. I stole this shirt. And there was two of them. I stole it from the company. I'm a criminal. Um, I knocked on the door on one of the houses, and it turned out to be a guidance counselor at the high school that I went to. And it wasn't my guidance counselor, but anyways, we got talking, and he was the one who gave me the simple instructions that I ended up becoming a substitute teacher based off his simple instructions. It was just simple. I could not find it on the internet, how to do it properly, or just the system, how it works. I spoke to some teachers, but they didn't know anything. They were not like experienced teachers. They were, I think, maybe first year teachers that I spoke to. They had no idea, and I don't blame them. I mean, um, so I'm gonna try to visit him and see what's, talk to him. He was a very nice man. So I ended up selling him whatever I was selling. And he had a daughter, a baby daughter that was just born. Very interesting. And he's a very educated man. He has his PhD, and just seems like a very helpful person. And at the same time, he might agree with me on some of the problems with the government. Um, I'm talking about the local government though too. Like a lot of people say, "Oh, our government's bad." Which part of the government is bad? All of it. I mean, I don't know anything about a little bit, but anyways, I want just that was it. That was just my idea. This is my first idea, I guess. At the same time, I thought I'd share this with you. It's pretty interesting. I'll try to do my best with this. Just be patient. I got rid of my table that I was using. Anyways, this is written on an easy marker that it's easy to get rid of it. Basically, the public schools, what needs to be done. The schools need to cook their own food, healthy food, fresh vegetables, fruits, poultry, meat only, no processed artificial. 1 hour for lunch. It's right now all the food is imported. It's outsourced. Third party produces all of the food for the schools, and the schools have lunch aides that are in charge of distributing the food from this third party vendor to the students. And the lunch is about 30 minutes in duration. It's not long enough. This is an easy problem, I think. And some of these are actually really complicated. I'm not here to explain any of this, just so you know it's here. Uh, there's a lot of thought that went into some of these. There's five words here per line, and this is someone's life's work. Each of these, whatever. Longer school days till 5 p.m. All year long. 2 weeks off during the summer. The reason that at least in America, at least in New Jersey, that the school system is set up to where summers are off was because long time ago, people used to be farmers, and they send their kids off to school. Um, that's a good thing. But at the same time, they needed their kids to help out with the farm. They needed their kids to do farm work. And so that's why the school ends so early. So it was designed so the kids go to school, they come back, and then they work on the farm. And the summer is what? Harvest time? Yeah. So they need their kids to harvest the crops. But we don't live in that type of society anymore. So it's a bit archaic. Reevaluate all faculty. One shitty secretary, one shitty school. See, this is. I mean, I don't want to go over any problems here, but that's not something that's reasonable for any. It's not reasonable. But school district provides housing for teachers. No bonus money for not taking days off. This one I'm kind of big on. Basically, in New Jersey, if a teacher does not take off days, they get paid extra money on that. And I think there's something wrong with that. If a teacher works all year long and doesn't get sick and doesn't need personal days, great. That's a fantastic teacher. Did 110%. There's already a reward for that. You don't need to be paying money people to do that. It's terrible. X number of sick days paid, X number of personal days paid, that's it. At the same time, there's also a system where the teachers are able to accrue the days that they don't take off and apply them for next year. So it's theoretically possible a teacher can take a year off from school using all of their personal days and get paid to do that. It's theoretically possible to do that. One set grade policy for the state. Basically, in New Jersey, each municipality, each town decides, each school district within the town decides for themselves what the grading policy is. Well, what is it in order to get an A? What is it in order to get a B? What is the number that you need to get in order to pass, to graduate? Basically, it needs to be unified, and it needs to be increased. So 95 to 100 is an A, 89 to 94 is a B, 83 to 88 is a C, 77, 82 is a D, 71 to 76 is an F. Basically, most schools now, or for a while, they have 65 is the mark. If you get 65, you can pass. It needs to be higher. I'm not concerned about having 100% graduation rate. It's about the quality and making sure that the students are challenged and are trying harder than what they need to. They're trying harder than what they're trying now, because with somebody getting a 60, they're not applying themselves. Salary caps. So again, see, I don't want. This is all too long now. This is not. I don't want to go over all of this, any of this. Actually, I just want you to see this. It's all very complicated. There's a lot of thought in all of it. And then, how could I do this part? Let me see. Basically, let's see. I also have criminal justice. Those are my two things that I want to focus on: criminal justice and public schools. Yeah. Let's see how I can do this. Just be patient. If I get off my internet, this is still recording? Yes. Okay. Because I'm on my netbook, because my desktop broke. Okay, disconnect the internet. So I'm just using the webcam wire. Okay, there we go. Okay, so move this here. Let's see. All right. Oh, okay, I want to see this too. So okay, I take this thing out. Okay. All right. Just be patient. Okay. Let's see how this looks like. At the same time, kind of need to go over some of this stuff here. This is a little bit complicated too. All of it there's been a lot of thought put into it. I mean, alright, so this is the criminal justice. I don't know if you can see it. Alright, basically, the first line reads, politicians abuse their position for benefit equals life sentence, no parole, or death by firing range. That's quite extreme, but the life sentence, no parole is very reasonable. At the same time, they need to lose the right to have a lawyer, to be able to have a lawyer to represent them. They should only be able to, in the court of law, act in self-representation, and the state constitution needs to be amended as that is a due process right that everybody has. In the court of law, you have the right for legal representation, and if you cannot have one, if you cannot afford one, the state provides one for you free of charge, a public defender, etc. Violent offenders, two-strike policy, second offense, life, no parole. Rape-related offenses, one strike, life sentence, no parole. Restructure the penitentiary, jail, prison system. Inmates must spend 10 hours a day doing something useful for society. If they have the time to smuggle drugs, operate gangs, then they have too much free time. Redesign the police lobby to make it more comfortable for civilians to enter. Restructure traffic fine system for the violator to be able to do community service. And again, one shitty cop equals one shitty police department force. Reevaluate individuals' character contribution. And this needs to be a little bit. This is just a draft. And the wording might be, well, yeah, you can't just you can't just write a law and have it written like this. No. All right. Because I wanted to share that tidbit because it's kind of interesting. That's what needs to be done to make a better society. Basically, a society will be better as a whole, collectively, if if at least one of those things is ever accomplished, society is going to be much better. So, yeah. Okay. Oh, by the way, hair. I know it doesn't match but it's okay.